play voicemails from time to time. If you don't get to the end of the video, you might not know that I have a voicemail line dedicated for this program right here. It is 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me the old-fashioned way, old-fashioned, like the horse and buggy. You can email me daily@dollemore.com. I've got regular callers who call this number, some more frequent than others. Some call several times a day to give me grief, give me a little shit. Some, it's more infrequent. Mr. George Burton, or Barton, I'm not sure, don't really care. He calls me less frequently, more infrequently. In this particular call, though, he calls to wager, to make a bet. And I don't mean like, I bet you $100. He's betting me $20,000 on the outcome of Donald Trump's trial in New York, overseen by Judge Juan Merchan. And he's betting me $20,000 that Donald Trump will receive no consequences, no jail time, I think. But rather than summarize the call, let's just let George do the talking.
Hey, Buckwheat. It's me, George.
Buckwheat.
Hey, look, I got a good deal for you.
I love good deals.
$20,000. Cash money.
Cash money.
Money for money that Trump does not get convicted and have to go to prison or jail from Judge Merchan. Let me know. You got my number here. We'll let somebody hold the money, Buckwheat. Bye-bye.
Buckwheat. I love nicknames. I have a penchant for calling people nicknames, some less original than others when I call people dipshit or whatever. I'm fond of them. I just wish they were more creative in some cases. It's like people calling me a redheaded stepchild when in fact I am a redheaded stepchild. It doesn't do much for me. But let's talk about George here in this wager for $20,000 cash money, as though I would accept a check or an IOU. Of course it's cash money, George. Of course it's cash money. So here is the prediction. George made this on January 4th, 2025. And the remarkable thing here is I don't have to take the bet because I looked into it. And George is right. Remarkably, George is right. I really wonder how he came to this accurate conclusion so effortlessly, so seamlessly. I'm going to read from Judge Juan Merchan's most recent filing right here about the determination, or at the very least, the intention to not jail Donald Trump, to not imprison Donald Trump. He says here, while this court, as a matter of law, must not make any determination on sentencing prior to giving the parties and defendant an opportunity to be heard, it seems proper at this juncture to make known the court's inclination to not impose any sentence of incarceration, a sentence authorized by the conviction, but one the people concede they no longer view as a practicable recommendation. As such, in balancing the aforementioned considerations in conjunction with the underlying concerns of the presidential immunity doctrine, a sentence of an unconditional discharge appears to be the most viable solution to ensure finality and allow defendant to pursue his appellate options. So this unconditional discharge is where he's talking about no intention to imprison Donald Trump for the 34 felonies of which he was found guilty by a jury of his peers. So George was right. The interesting thing, though, George, is you emailed me. We'll put up the Google Voice email to me of a notification of your voicemail, and you sent this to me, this voicemail on January 4th. 2025 at 6:21 p.m. And the document from which I just read was filed in the court system of the state of New York the day before, on January 3rd. So good old George, it's far less prognostication than it is It was already in the media. It was already in the public domain that the judge had no intention of jailing Donald Trump. So who's buckwheat now? Buckwheat? These people. Are you kidding me? Listen, with this style, with this acumen that you have, George, you should really start your own YouTube channel. You could really find success in the prognostication business, in the ability to locate the prescience of your predictions. It would be fantastic. I predict that there will be snow in Washington, D.C. on January 6th, Jesse says the weekend after the snow. Anyway, I'm sure George will call again. If you would also like to call, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily@dollemore.com. That, once again, is daily@dollemore.com. I'm on social media just about everywhere @Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. And if you want to help support this work, it's not always fun and games and being called buckwheat. We oftentimes talk about important issues as well. You can click the join button below, see what's involved to become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. I love and appreciate you guys. Maybe even you, George. Maybe. You make it hard, buckwheat. You make it hard, but I do what I can. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.